Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Toyota Land Cruiser Club meeting for tonight. Hope you're all cuddled up warm at home. It's certainly been a bit of a cold one today, and hold on to your hats, folks, because I reckon it's probably going to be about the same tomorrow. So, President's report. Well, look, we've had Easter. It's been come and gone, and from what I hear, a number of people have gone out and tried to find that campsite that they normally go to, only to turn up and find it was a bit busy, folks. And a number of people I've spoken to actually had to push on and find another site. So I hope you all managed to find a place to settle down and have a bit of a break. We've got Anzac Day coming up, but we don't get a holiday on Monday, folks. So it'll just be a 2-day weekend, unless, of course, you're retired, and then it's like you got 365 days of holidays each year. Although I'm led to believe that you manage to keep busy, especially when grandkids are involved. Obviously, as we speak, COVID issues are very, very much relaxed at the moment, although there's still a couple of things causing hiccups in relation to it. And of course, the booking system at Yark is still live, so don't forget, if you're going to Yark, you've got to book in, and part of that is just so that we've got our COVID registration system up and running. I've been hearing around the traps that Land Cruisers or SUVs and caravans are a bit in hot demand at the moment, and I was talking to a fellow today about caravans, and he's been trying to sell his for almost 18 months, and he said he took it off the market, put it on the market again last Monday, Tuesday, and he sold it on the weekend already. So he said he got inundated with calls. And if you've just bought a Land Cruiser and you got it, maybe you should try and put it back on the market again, folks. You might want to make yourself a bit of money. 300 series is obviously looming. One day we're going to see it, maybe later this year, etc. And there's rumours, of course, that the diesel engine will be a Mazda one, although there's a lot of rumours. It sounds pretty right to me. Obviously, the MPB has been, or the multi-purpose building has been full on, folks. The slab's down and the frame is well and truly up, and Eric will give us a little bit of an update in relation to that later. But it is great to see that finally getting done and up and done and dusted. We're continuing to work through the feedback received in relation to the rules, so please be patient with us. Obviously, we want to get it right, and we will come back to the members in due course once we've got more to say. Obviously, the number of trips has increased, but they're all pretty full on. So don't forget, book in as quickly as you can. And don't forget to watch out for the education events. And I also understand there's a social event which will be reported on again later on tonight. We have been spending quite a bit of time over the last month trying to work out how we're going to return to face-to-face meetings, and it really isn't quite as simple as it might sound. So I just want to show everybody a little bit of a slideshow and explain some of the differences. Okay, so at this stage, our plan is to hold the May club meeting at the Mulgrave Country Club. We're intending to do this as a face-to-face meeting, but also broadcast via Zoom and Facebook. We will be using the same room that we've previously used. However, there are some changes. The room has been restricted to 11 round tables in it, each with 8 chairs. That gives us a capacity of roughly 88 people. And then we also are allowed to have some perimeter chairs. I'm going to show you some photos in a few moments. The room is the place where we will be required to, ideally would be that people come as early as you can, order your meals at the tables there. They'll clear them away, hopefully before we start the meeting. If we could all work together on that, that'd be really good. And part of the reasoning behind this, folks, is because obviously they've got to do some social distancing in relation to the restaurant or the bistro. And by us taking up that room, they can't fit as many people as they used to in the previous section of the bistro. So by us eating our meals in there, it allows them to do a little bit more financial recovery by way of the bistro. Next slide, please. So the meals and the drinks will be ordered via a private bar, which is located in the room itself. So anybody, if you remember where driver awareness used to sit, just behind them is an opening in the wall. I'll show you a photo in a minute. And inside there, that will be our private bar and place where we would order our meals. Now, obviously, we'll also have some tables such as DA, raffles, etc. There will be some limitations on exactly the amount of space we've got around the perimeter, but we can also place some extra chairs and things around the edges. Once you look at the photos, you'll get to see that the spacing of the tables is actually quite generous. So it's not going to be like, you're not going to feel like sardines. Obviously, meals will need to be completed prior to the commencement of the meeting. And we're just working with the club at the moment to try to work out what happens if people arrive late, etc., in relation to meals. I haven't quite got an answer on that just yet. Due to the restrictions, however, and because we'll be limited in numbers, and at this stage, the numbers will probably be between about 100 to 110 people, we will need to have a booking system in place. Otherwise, we could have 150 people turn up and not allow everybody in. We don't want that situation to happen. So we're going to send out more information in relation to this in Weekend Wrap. So watch out for that. But at this stage, that's what we're intending. So we'll just go to the next slide, please. So the Mulgrave Country Club has undergone a complete refit internally. Most of you would see that this is roughly where the lectern used to be when we used to have our meetings. And it's all new decor. The tables also don't fold in half. They're actually fixed tables. And you can see this photo is as the tables are set up. So there's 11 tables in this room now, and the spacing between each of the tables is reasonably generous. There are 8 chairs placed on each table. Naturally, you can fit more, but it's set up in such a way that the part of the table that faces the front of the venue left out, so people don't have to turn their seats around 180 degrees, etc. But you also see it's all new carpets, new chairs, new tables, new walls, new finishings, the whole lot. Now, as I said, this is set up with 11 tables with 8 people at each table. And you'll see over in the far distance of the photo near the windows, you'll see that there's a row of chairs. So we're also allowed to do that, which will make up the difference between 88 and 110 or thereabouts. Next slide, please. The stage that at the front on the right-hand side of this photo will remain, but obviously this is set up for a football club presentation at the time, and the stage will remain, but we won't be using that stage because we will utilise the screen to incorporate with our Zoom meeting. The lectern will be probably basically where it used to be, and the table at the front with secretary, treasurer, etc. will have to be off to the side also, somewhere around where the lectern is. Next photo, please. So this is also roughly from the lectern looking towards the entry to the room, and you'll see over in the top left there, the white table there, that's the entrance table that we used to use. That photo, you can also see there's reasonably good spacing between the tables. Next photo, please. This is roughly a photo of where raffles used to be, and you'll see that we can have some perimeter chairs up the side as well. Obviously, in this photo, we don't have the a couple of side tables set up, but they've got those. They're like the existing trestle tables that we've had before. So there'll be a few of those, and we're just going to have to work out how many we can exactly fit, and we'll go from there. Next photo, please. Now this photo you'll see, this is the opening in the wall that is roughly behind where DA used to be. And this window will be where you order meals and the bar. So there'll be no need for you to go to the other part of the bistro to order. All meals will be ordered through here and any drinks, etc. Obviously during the meeting, we'd be discouraging people from going back and forth into there, so the other bar will still be open outside the door if you really need a refreshment. Now, just to explain the reason why the Mulgrave Country Club has gone this way, they're still observing social distancing, and they need to in the bistro area. So with us utilising this larger room, their old bistro area, after it's been spaced out, they're only running at roughly about 60% of what they used to run before. So obviously they used to run pretty full, especially with us being there. And if we weren't to have the meals in the room, then the problem's going to be that there would not be enough room in the bistro for everybody to have their meal, especially once you consider the members of the general public who also want to join in as well. So it's part of the Mulgrave Country Club's philosophy in relation to trying to increase their revenue. Obviously, they've been closed for so long, and so they're asking for our cooperation at this stage. Obviously, I haven't done this before, so it's all a little bit of a guessing game, and it will be different. There's no two ways about it. I'm reasonably confident, though, that the tables and the spread feel reasonably comfortable. I actually took these photos. I've been down there, looked at it, and we're going to be trialling a bit of a dry run in relation to the Zoom and the Facebook in due course. Next slide, please. So that's really basically the end of the presentation. If anybody's got any queries or questions, please pop them up on Q&A or chat. What I ask you all to do is just please keep an eye out on Weekend Wrap in relation to further details. As I said, at this stage, we are planning to do the next meeting in May at the club. But until we iron out all the bugs and little bits and pieces we need to do, I can't say with 100% certainty, but we're certainly trying our very, very best. All right, that's probably about all for that. But later on in this meeting, we're going to just run a little bit of a straw poll in relation to who wants to come to the club meeting at Mulgrave and those that would prefer to join it via Zoom. So just to try to gather a little bit of statistics if we can. Now tonight I'm pleased to say we've got some Milestone Achievement Awards, and for those of you who don't know them about and know enough about these, and we have normal club membership badges, but we also have different coloured badges to symbolise the different lengths of time you've been in the club. For instance, I'm a 20-year plus, so I get a silver badge, I think it is. I think the standard badge is blue. I hope I'm right. And I actually don't know the colour of the 10-year ones, so my apologies. But anyway, I'm pleased to announce that Alan and Gail McMeekin and Neil Chambers and Rosemary Kappa have achieved the milestone of 10 years in Toyota Land Cruiser Club. So congratulations to them, and and shake your hand as well. So it's great to have so many people be members for such a long period of time, and those names are well known in the club circles. So thank you everybody for your participation. All right, folks, we'll keep heading on. We have a guest speaker tonight, and we're going to just watch a 1-minute video, and then our guest speaker, who is Trevor Ryan from AutoFix, is going to be joining us to do a bit of presentation. So with that,
G'day, I'm Trevor Ryan from AutoFix Australia. Although we haven't been around that long, AutoFix have been making fantastic Obd2 scanners since 2010. We just stopped off at the Little River pub. Thought we'd have a quick chat about Obd2 scanners. Unlike the old Austin over the back here, which has got no computers, modern vehicles are run completely by computers. The major benefit of carrying an Obd2 scanner, whether it's the Bluetooth version 3210 or the handhelds, there'd be nothing worse than you're stuck on the side of the road, you've got your caravan on board, your camper or your boat, and you've got an engine light on or your vehicle's gone into limp mode. Having an Obd2 scanner in your kit allows you to scan your vehicle or diagnose your vehicle, clear the codes, look up the codes and keep moving. AutoFix Australia is now available in Australia. Go have a look at our website www.autofixaustralia.com.au. We'll keep you moving.
Hello there. Thank you for having me here tonight. My name, as you can see by the video, my name is Trevor Ryan. I'm a clubby just like you guys, and I also drive a Prado. I've been 3-time president of the Werribee 4 Drive Club and consistent committee member now, I think, for nearly 12 years. So I love getting out and about just like you. A couple of years ago, I had lots of problems with my vehicle, and I needed a borrowed Obd2 scanner. Now, for those of you who don't know what an Obd2 scanner is, on our vehicles, particularly the newer ones, we rely heavily on computers in our cars. And we regularly find, for the smallest thing, it might be an O2 sensor, it might be just a air filter blockage, but we'll get an engine light or possibly a limp mode. So what an Obd2 scanner does, you'll see all the different ones behind me in the picture there. Underneath your steering wheel in your vehicle, you've got an Obd2 port, and that port talks directly to the ECU of the vehicle. So if you do get an engine light or you get a limp mode, you've got the ability of plugging in one of our scanners to clear that code. In 2017 with my old Prado, we broke down about 50 kilometres from Kings Canyon Station on our way to Yalara, and we had 10.5 hours on the side of the road. We were lucky we had our sat phone with us, so we could get some help, but we had to wait 10.5 hours. Now, this regularly happens out in the bush, and if you don't have an Obd2 scanner in your vehicle, you haven't got the ability of clearing the code that is potentially causing the engine light or the limp mode. So I think as travellers, we all need to carry an Obd2 scanner. Ron Moon, who most of you guys know, is a very, very strong advocate of our product. I think 4 Drive Australia just run his article again on AutoFix. Some of the things that Ron particularly liked about our product, because he's crossing the Simpson, he's going here, going there, is the ability, if you do get an error light or an engine code, you can scan it. It might come up P0051. To everyone, I wouldn't know what a P0051 is, but nearly all of the scanners have got a code library. So in the middle of the bush, you can actually look at the scanner and go, oh, okay, P0051, it's an O2 sensor, or it's a blockage, or whatever it might be. And the fix might be as simple as pulling your air compressor hose out and squirting out your air box or your air filter. So it could be the littlest things causing the code. But the ability of clearing it and fixing it yourself is really important. There'd be nothing worse than, like we experienced, being stuck on the side of the road for 10.5 hours. So when I came across AutoFix in America in 2019, was looking for an opportunity. And I came across these guys, and the European distributor was on the stand at the same time, and I went off and had a coffee with him. He said, no, they're really good. So I kept the dialogue going back in Australia, and here we are, I think 15 months down the track, and we're still going. And our message is for the four drivers, there's no one marketing into our industry. And I think the important message is we'll keep you moving. I think everybody should be carrying some form of Obd2 scanner in their vehicle. I know a lot of you guys have got Scan Gauge, it's a similar thing. But we certainly got a variety of scanners. Soon, I think about May, maybe June, we actually have a Toyota dedicated scanner. So we currently have a VW dedicated scanner. We also have a Ford dedicated scanner. So the guys with the Everest and Rangers and the various Ford vehicles, this is a full brand specific diagnostic scanner. So you can do pilot learning, you can do, if you're a DIY mechanic, it'll do everything. It'll reset after a service, it'll reset airbags, it'll do lots and lots of really cool stuff, but it will be a Ford dedicated scanner. And I'm really excited as a Prado owner. I just think it's fantastic. I think I'm on number 6 Prado. I had 4 company cars and I've had 2 that I've owned. And we travel a lot and we love it. But I think the ability of being able to clear the codes is just so important. The other side, I guess, for us, I think there's 11 in the range now. The little one, which is a little red one over my shoulder, is probably our most popular. It's what we call the 3210. The 3210 is a Bluetooth version. So I know from experience now that a lot of people like to see what's going on in their vehicle. Now, nearly all of the scanners will give you real-time data, but the beauty of the 3210 is you can have it on your smartphone, and you've actually got 8 selectable protocols. So you can have temperatures and all sorts of bits and pieces and actually watch it in real time on your phone. Now, it's not for me. I've got enough stuff going on my dash. So I carry our 9000 unit. My partner's just leaving. See ya. So I carry the 9000 unit, which is our premium unit. It comes in a nice case. I'm realistically interested, if I get in trouble, like I have done in the past, to be able to get out of trouble. So that's the reason I carry my Obd2 scanner. I think that's probably the most important message I guess I can give you guys, is I think whether it's my brand or anyone else's brand, everyone should be carrying an Obd2 scanner. Our OM127, if you get a chance to look at our website later, our OM127, I've had some really good success with 100 series and older Prados, some of the older 120 series. I've had some success with the OM127 because it actually has a quick scan for Japanese cars. I found that very successful. With Obd2, there's a few misconceptions because America was well and truly ahead of us for Obd2. So a lot of the scanners will work on American-built vehicles from 1996. In Australia, Obd2 started 2006 for petrol, 2007 for diesel. So a lot of us guys were obviously traveling with diesels. So you've got to keep that in the back of your mind when you're selecting an Obd2 scanner, that you do fall in with those dates, because the 3210 won't work on the older vehicles. That's where the OM127, the yellow one, I don't know whether I can go that direction, the yellow one over my shoulder, that's one of my favorites. It's a very popular unit. It's the same price as the OM126, which is next to it, and I'm talking models here. The main difference between the two, the OM126 allows you to hook it up to your laptop and look at everything a lot bigger, look at your real-time data on your laptop, where the 127 at the same price at $149.95. It has the quick scan for Japanese cars, which I've found really popular for Toyota drivers, which is really good. So that's I guess that's our message in terms of AutoFix. Just briefly, I have a full drive shop over in Werribee, and I'm specialising in Prado gear, and I will be going further and further as a Prado specialist because I have this kind of affection for Prados. So down the track, we will be doing lots of DIY gear for Prados moving forward. So it's pretty exciting. is there ability, guys, to do questions? Have anyone got questions?
So I have not seeing any questions coming through electronically. I hope I'm not missing any.
Ian?
Yes.
Ian? Yeah, there's one from James Everett. How do we buy an OBD2 from you, Trevor? OBD sounds like something out of Star Wars. OBD, is it 2 or 11?
OBD2, Eric.
Okay. So James Everett's asked the question, how do we buy an OBD2 from you?
Okay. So there's a couple of ways. You can buy off our website, or there is a dealer locator. So I've got, I think, about 30 shops that are selling our scanners in mostly four-wheel drive. I've chosen not to go down the path of auto barns and that sort of thing at this point. I wanted to support, I guess I didn't mention earlier, but I've been in the four-wheel drive industry for 20 odd years, and I've done presentations for Toyota Land Cruiser Club in the past when I was with Waco for 10 years. And after Waco, I was with MSA 4x4 for 5 years. And then I left just nursed my dad because he passed away from cancer. So I decided to do something for myself. So I've been in the industry a long, long time. So I've kind of been working through the four-wheel drive shops, and I'd love you guys to support the four-wheel drive shops. However, you can buy off our website. I might talk to you guys later. Hold off tonight. I might do something special for you guys for maybe a week or something. I'll do a coupon on our website, and I'll do free freight and 10% off or 15% off or something like that. I'll have a look at the figures, so that if any of your members want to buy directly as a once-off, I'll sort out a free freight on our website, and I'll have a look at the percentages to do something special for the club. Happy to do that. The other thing is Sandra put the hard word on me to not that sort of hard word, to give something to the club. I really appreciate you guys allowing me to talk tonight. I feel privileged, and I'd love to also advertise in your magazine and get more involved, because I do love my Toyotas. But I would like, I don't know whether you can see that, but I'd like to give the club a $200 voucher for my shop. You can use it as a raffle, whatever you want to use it for. I'm one of two dealers doing K-On, and those of you who've got Prados, particularly in 200 series, the K-On stuff is amazing. It's really, really good. And I've got a really big selection of K-On gear here. Have a look at their website. But I've got 25 major brands here. I guess I'm the true definition of an independent, because I've got all quality gear. But I'd like to donate that to the club. You can use it however you like, but it's a $200 voucher to use with me.
Trevor, we've got a few questions actually.
Hey.
First one, and from Corinne Pepping.
Hey, Corinne.
And I'm not sure if you want to answer this one, but it says, how do the Autopix units compare to the Blue Ant Bluetooth models?
I guess I don't know. I don't know what a Blue Ant does. There's lots and lots of little Bluetooth scanners you can buy off eBay, and I don't know much about Blue Ant. What I can say is our 3210 is super popular, and in 14 months, we've not had one come back to us. And in fact, in February, we decided to do lifetime warranty on all of our scanners, because in the first 12 months from February to February, we didn't have one come back. So we decided to go lifetime warranty on our scanners. The other thing that you get with us is you get someone like me. You can ring up, and Corinne and me have been emailing all night about these Max Pro floor mats. You've got really good backup with us. We're Australian people. The machines are not Australian, but I'm Australian, and we support our product, back our product, and we haven't had any come back. So I'm really pleased about that.
We've got another question here. Which model is suitable for a 2005 Land Cruiser? That's from Viv Gardner.
Oh, well, it comes back to what I was saying before about OBD2 compliance and when it started in Australia. I have had the OM127 work on a 2004 Prado, a 120 series Prado, but only for engine codes. It didn't do live data. It didn't do real-time data. So I would suggest that'd be the case. I have had the OM127 work on 100 series, but it's so hit and miss in that date range now. That's the problem. Happy for people to drop in here to the shop if you're ever in Werribee. I'll put the scanner on your car and try it. Happy to do that. But it's really hit and miss at that date range because of the Australian compliance.
In other words, really the trick there is to make sure you get the right model, get in contact with you and have a bit of a chat.
Definitely.
There's another question here from Robert Fairweather saying, when do you expect the Toyota version to be available?
I'm waiting at the moment for notification. It was going to be April. I spoke to AutoFix. I was talking tonight, but we didn't talk about the Toyota one. But I'm waiting for notification from them, from the engineers. They're just fine tuning it now because where that little 3210 does 29 protocols on a 150 Prado, when we're talking dedicated diagnostic, it's going to do heaps of stuff. So it'll do pilot learning. You can do injectors, like it's huge. So they want to get it right before they release it. So I'm hoping. It was meant to be April. I'm guessing June, July.
Okay. I think we've run out of questions at this moment, Trevor. Is there anything more you'd like to say? Or and look, on behalf of the club, thank you very much for the gift voucher. We'll make sure it's wisely used. And if any more questions come through, happy to put them through to you later. We do questions and answers a little bit towards the end of the meeting under general business. If you want to stay with us, but if you have to go, we understand. And Viv Gardner just said to say thank you, and Corinne Pepping says thanks, Trevor. So
No, you're very welcome.
All right.
I'll hang around if that's all right, because I might in the near future becoming a member.
Oh, well.
And I look forward to doing more with the club, really do. And thank you again.
Thank you for giving us your time tonight, and glad you could join us. Sorry, so very sorry about the technical glitches, but the good news is that the recording will go out to the people on Facebook, so they can always rewind and play it again to their heart's content. So thanks again for joining us tonight.
Lovely, thank you.
All right, so folks, we're going to now move to a video under the Southern Cross from January 21, which was edited by Steve McAdams. So over to the video.
It's brush teeth time.
Oh.
Go on.
Really? Oh, John,
That's it. Perfect.
well, while she's doing that, she can't talk.
We're off to it's called Stringybark Creek, and then Powers Lookout, Whitfield, and then the pub. So that's
Bassendead's Lookout.
Have you got a lookout?
Yeah, we've got a lookout.
Okay.
Yeah, we named it about 10 years ago. Yeah.
On the move.
Go on then. Look. I tell you what. Instagram.
Good fun? Yeah. Good. Smile. Hello. Hello.
Another great trip run. I'm actually waiting for one of those four-wheel drives to come into the water and water to go everywhere as soon as the people were there. But I guess too much etiquette was observed. That trip was run by Baz and Viv Gardner. So fabulous, guys. It's a really, really, really good video to watch. So a lot of fun there. So the next report we've got is from Education, Liz Mills. Are you there, Liz?
I certainly am. Good evening, everybody. Just a few reminders of what is happening. Oh, we can see Chris now. It looks better than me. Okay. Now, the chainsaw course that's coming up on the 14th, 15th, 16th of May is still full. Now, the people who are doing it, just remember your balance of $300 is due by Friday, the 30th of April. It will be a 7 p.m. sharp start on the Friday evening. So if you've got any queries about your PPE, give Wayne a ring about that. But put your name down on the waiting list. As I've said before, it's good to know who is still wanting to do the courses so that we can arrange more later on. The wheel bearing course on the 5th, 6th of June is also full. We have 6 on the waiting list for that, but just keep putting your name down. 4-wheel drive maintenance course, 17th, 18th of July, again full. We do have 13 actually on the waiting list for that, so it's obviously very popular, and I can see another one of those being run as soon as we can arrange that with Bill. So put your names down again. Now, also, we have a new course coming up in October. The boys have very kindly said that they will do another tyre repair course. I will get dates out and things out in the magazines and things shortly, so keep an eye open for that if you missed the last ones. We still have 6 from the previous course that was run on the waiting list, so what we'll do is we will advertise it for them first, so that they have a chance to get on to the next one, and then we'll open it up to everybody else in the club. So there'll be more courses that we're thinking of running, so just bear with me until I can get a few more organised. If you're going up to Yark on a course, don't forget, we only want the name of the participant for the course, and anybody else who wants to be up there going with you, just put your name down on the normal Yark booking. And that's about all for me at the moment. So hopefully I'll get a few more courses out for you before too long. So bye.
Thanks, Liz. So just a reminder to everybody there, as Liz said, if you go to a course and it's full, don't forget to put yourself on the waiting list, because if nothing else, it communicates to Liz that there's demand for that course. And obviously if we can run it again or run another one, then that will be up there somewhere. So thank you, Liz, for working through and bringing so many courses to us for our members to be participating in. All right, so with that, we'll now move on to Eric Bishop to talk about the multi-purpose building. Eric.
Thank you, Ian. Well, the multi-purpose building is almost finished, and we've had a couple of hiccups in the last week or so. Two of the workers who were installing the shed, one left the company and went elsewhere, another one went on leave. We've got a little bit of an administrative hiccup with them at the moment we're working through, but generally speaking, and the weather turned on us. So inclement weather's not real good for putting roofs on buildings and stuff. So what's left to go is the roof and the two major doors, and the building in a nutshell is structurally complete and ready for us to inspect and manage the defects and the like.
All right, so we'll move on now to John Mills, who's going to talk to us about the Land Cruiser 70th anniversary. Over to you, John.
Yes, good evening, everyone. I'm here in place of Michael tonight because Michael has got another appointment. Pretty much it's going along quite well. Our club is doing extremely well. We've got 27 participants going. Some of the other states are a little bit tardy in getting their applications in. So on that basis, we're going to throw the door open for people who want to go back on the wait list again, because if there's a shortage of numbers, then we will take some more from Victoria to top that number up. So if you are interested anyway about going on this weekend, just put your name on the wait list, and we'll do whatever we can to try and sort you out. Quite happy to take any questions if anybody's got any. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.
Thanks, John. We'll keep an eye on chat and Q&A, and if anything pops up, we might come back to you on that. I think the real message there is also make sure you get your name on the wait list if nothing else. A bit like what Liz Mills was saying before. Thank you, John. So we'll now move on. And by the way, just for everybody, that's the 70th anniversary of the Land Cruiser itself. We'll now move on to Yark Management and our maintenance and construction weekends. Brian Stewart, over to you, Brian.
This coming weekend will be another great get-together. So come along and enjoy doing some concreting in the tractor shed or being part of the firewood collection team. There are trees down across some of the tracks and also some tidying up in the camping area. If you haven't booked in, do so. I note that there are about 6 newer members already booked in. That's great to see. Sandra mentioned about the donation to the fire CFA. I received an email from the treasurer. It also concerned the Home Creek, Spring Creek Land Group. Dear Brian, please pass on a big thank you to the team at the Toyota Land Cruiser Club for your 2001 membership payment to Home Creek, Spring Creek Land Care Group, and also your generous donation. We greatly appreciate your support. I would also, with my other hat on, like to personally acknowledge and thank TLCCV for your very generous donation and continued support of the Yark Fire Brigade. I hope your activities this year won't be interrupted like last year, and we look forward to being able to once again assist with your Cruiser Kana in October. Kind regards, Karen Shaw. Okay, so that's good. That's good that you get sort of that acknowledgement. Just moving on a bit, it was very pleasing to see quite a few members at Yark over the Easter period, but I really thought that there would be more. But anyway, and I was lucky enough to be adopted by the Denny family, and do they know how to enjoy their tucker? one meal involved, a rolled pork belly done on the spit over the open fire with all the trimmings. Yummy. Teenage boys up there certainly were kept busy. Great to see that. Brought back a lot of memories from the younger people in my earlier days in the club. Our favourite artists, John Whitelaw and Judy, were there, well set up near the bus stop with easel and canvas, ready to capture what Yark has to offer. This is what Yark is all about, being part of, and just having a wonderful time with some beautiful people. See you there sometime soon, excuse me. That's it. That's it, I'm done.
Thank you, Brian. Thanks for the feedback. And don't forget, folks, the Maintenance and Construction Weekend is this weekend. So if you want to join in, by all means, don't forget to register. And the registration system is up and working as usual. So that's all good. All right, so we will move on now to Geelong. Alison Williams, over to you.
Thank you. And we had a beautiful meeting. Our guest speaker was Trevor Ryan from Obd2. And thank you again, Trevor was very generous and he donated 3 raffle prizes for us. Our next social is going to be on May the 1st. We're going to be visiting Battery World and talking everything battery and seeing how batteries work and the difference between a deep cycle and a lithium and all the rest. And then we'll follow that with dinner at a hotel nearby. Our still demo is now going to be turning into a day because we're going to be getting hold of all the still demo gear, and then we'll find a paddock where we can all go and try out there with the snippers and everything else, and see if we can turn people into still aficionados. Our next meeting, we're having the ARB guy from Geelong, he's the new manager, will be coming along to introduce himself and talk about some of the things that ARB have. So thank you, that was all from us.
Thanks, Alison. I mean, when you consider how many batteries are in things, just about everything we touch these days, and certainly in our four-wheel drives, and the importance of deep cycle batteries and lithium batteries and all of those sorts of things, technology is changing faster than we can think. So anyway, we'll press on. Thanks very much for that, Alison. We'll move over to our trip convener now, which is Viv Gardner. Where are you, Viv? There you are.
I'm here.
Over to you.
Thanks, Ian. We've got 3 trips at the moment that do have some vacancies, but I would love to welcome Brian and Rita Medanic, who are running their very first trip, and it's called the King Valley Easy Like a Sunday Morning. It's on the 21st to the 24th of May, and they do have some vacancies. Baz and I are running a trip to Blue Rag. It's an 8-day trip from the 6th of November to the 13th of November. We have some vacancies. Would love to see some new members on that. And Eric Bishop has still got some vacancies on his Kimberley adventure, which is from the 15th of August to the 30th of September. So if you're interested in that, could you please email him prior to applying for the trip? I would love some more trips to be put up by our trip leaders. I know everyone's busy and COVID's caused a few headaches, but I know all the new members are itching to get out there and try out their new skills that they've learned from our fantastic DA team. So here's hoping. And that's all I've got to say. Thank you.
Thanks, Viv. And it's great to hear that things are happening. All right, over to you, Sandra, for social.
Yes, this is on behalf of Angela tonight. She couldn't attend the meeting, so I'm her voice box tonight. Just reminding everybody, there was a special ad today, I think, on Weekend Wrap about her social night on Saturday, the 5th of June at the Okami Japanese restaurant. Now, I can vouch for this restaurant, as can quite a number of Geelong members. Their food is just unbelievably beautiful. So, you know, it's an opportunity you just shouldn't miss. If it's okay with me, and I'll move straight on to the special events.
Yep, that's fine, Sandra.
And just remind members, it was also on Weekend Wrap. The Geelong show is coming up the 11th to the 13th of June. We would like to see some Melbourne people come and help us, please. It's a good show. I think it's going to be bigger this year than what it's been in the past. We do get quite a few members there, and we need all the help we can get. We're advertising our club. We're very proud of our club. And I think, you know, if we can sign up some new members going by COVID, they're all quite keen to be going four-wheel driving, so we might be able to sign up more than we have in the past. We hope to have a very nice 200 series on display, and we're looking for lots and lots of helpers, please, even if you can come for the day, but just give us a few hours on the stand, and then you can go back to business and go and buy what you want to buy. So looking forward to hearing from a lot of members out there to give us a hand to run it and make it successful. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandra. We don't have a webmaster report tonight, at least I believe. Laurie, do you want to do a report now, or you've had a full night tonight?
You could say it's been a very big headache, an absolute headache. We had major issues with Facebook. I'm having to run everything, and I'm talking to you on a separate laptop to what I'm running the actual Zoom meeting on, because it's just getting interference from Facebook with Zoom, which we haven't had before. There've been some technical changes by Zoom and Facebook, and we need to go through and find out why. With the social event, I'll just give you a heads up. There's 10 people already registered, and Angela tells me they have seating for 25. So if you want to get in there, get in there. It's first in, best dressed, Angela says. So if you don't get in soon and book, you won't be going. That's about all from me at the moment. My head's spinning because I'm running here 2 laptops and 4 screens, and yeah, I'm going to get back to it.
Well, I'm running 2, Laurie, and let me tell you, actually I'm running 3, I tell a lie. And I got Facebook on one, I got this on another, I got notes on another, so I know exactly what it's like, and 4 would only just make it worse as far as I'm concerned. So, but thanks for your efforts tonight. I know it's been hard, and that's the situation. Just a reminder that anybody, if you looked at the magazine, you would have noticed that the nomination forms for positions is also available, and the job descriptions as well. So don't forget to put your name up if you're interested in running for a position on the committee. All right, so we will move on now to the video of the High Country Adventure from February 21, which was edited by Viv Gardner. So onto the video. such a beautiful video, and it's great to see Chris and Greg Burr running quite a number of trips this year, which has been fabulous, and last year as well. So welcome aboard as trip leaders, of course, and I've heard some positive feedback about their trips, which is always good, and thanks, Viv, for putting the video together. We'll throw over now to Cruisacana, and we've got Forge. Welcome aboard, Forge. What are you going to talk to us about tonight?
Well, we had a big weekend last construction and maintenance weekend. Brian alluded to it earlier. So there was a whole lot of work being done to the tracks around the events area. So the main track up into the bus stop. So coming up to it, and on the other side of that, we resurfaced those tracks. We also did some work to the mud lap. We also did some work to the cross country. We also took out some of we cleared up some of the area around the mud, the bog hole, sorry. Also, we did a real close inspection of Stuart Staircase, because I think that needs a little bit of work. But talking that through with Brian, well, we sort of minimised what we need to do there, but there's a lot of work there to be done anyway. So in and around the whole events area. So people, if you're free this weekend and you're able to lend some help, we're going to be there trying to prepare the area, and so your support would be much appreciated. And there's lots to do there. So if we've got 3 or 4 gangs of people to come down and do some work, that'd be great. I'm thinking about 3 or 4 people per gang. So that'll be a great result for us. So yes, we need some help. There's a lot of work to be done there. The track's a bit overgrown because of last year, and so we've got to bring it back into some sort of manageable work. So there was some work done down there by a couple of people on lawnmowers. Dulcie was one of them. There was a new member, was another one. They were very tired, hot day, and they gave me some grief about pushing them a little bit. But that was great help for them to do that. So we as a Cruisacana group have done some work. We're just about to start communicating out to the wider audience. We're just finalising some of the last elements of that. And so you'll see some more communications from us and the website come up over the course of the remainder of this month, early next month. So we're just about to start we started ramping up our activities in preparation for October. Yes, so, I know there's a video that we're going to show, so let's cut to the video.
on, man!
Jeez, look at this. She's series of concentration. See how she handles this. See how she handles this. Oh! I saw it coming.
Well, thanks, George. You're muted, by the way. So you want to wrap up there? Any more on Cruisacana?
Look, there's a lot of work for us to do. We're looking for volunteers, so we'll be sending communications out for people to come and assist us. We've got lots of work to do. There's a lot of activities we've got to get done before the event. Yeah, it's a big year this year. There's a lot of work to be done on the track. There's a lot of work that we still need to do, and so for people that are wanting to be involved, please reach out to me initially. We'll be appointing a volunteer leader so that we can start to organise our activities soon. But yes, we need volunteers to help us. So the call for help is out now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's just great when you watch those videos, isn't it? I mean,
yeah.
I mean, the wet lap is so much fun.
I must say that the videos, I watched them a while ago, but there must have been some editing there because Viv, you've been doing a great job with that. So yeah, I'm impressed with it.
I was watching the ones where the car was driving through the two beams, and I thought those beams were actually polypipe.
No,
so I don't know. Are they painted polypipe? Or are they really green logs?
I thought they were logs.
No, it's polypipe. Polypipe.
Okay, yeah.
It's polypipe painted, is it, Rob?
Indeed, it is. Yeah.
I thought it must be. I was sitting there going, I think there'd be too many people happy with the thing bouncing around on their car. But I think the critical thing here, especially for our newer members, don't forget that the Cruisacana is all about the thinking man's event. This is not a thinking person's event. This is not where you just hop in your Land Cruiser or whatever it is and go bang, slap, crash, bang, whatever. I mean, obviously you might want to have a go on the mud lap a little bit later, but it's really, it's a lot more about strategy and those sorts of things. The big trick with it is to read the instructions.
That's right. That's right. So
read
we find
the instructions.
Yes. So and we find the people that do well is that do exactly that. Read the instructions.
Exactly. And don't rely on the marshals to give you to necessarily answer your questions. Read it and then understand it, and don't do it last minute is my advice either. All right, so we move on to general business, and I just wanted to answer a quick question. So just so that everybody knows, we had in the club we have a number of major sponsors, of which we have ARB and Toyota Motor Corporation and Guess 4-Wheel Drive and Wide Tread Tyres and so on and so on and so forth. And we extended an invitation out to Toyota, one of our major sponsors last year, just to come up to the property and have a little look around, just so that they know what we've got up there. And because they're great supporters of us, they brought a 200 series and a Hilux up, and two of our driver training people drove them around the property, which was really good. So it was only a small contingent of people, and they had a good look around the property and were very impressed with what they saw. And I think they were there for a couple of hours, and that's it. And so that's all I've got to report. I've written a little bit about it in my President's Report in the magazine, so if anybody wants to read that, fire away. Right. So thank you to all of those that persevered to stay with us tonight. And again, thank you to our guest speaker tonight, and to all the panellists. Don't forget the Maintenance Construction Weekend and assisting with Crew Scanner this weekend. And that's it for now, folks. So good night. Cheers.